Welcome to my page. I am Beneva, okay, which is my spiritual guide name. All right, I'll do another video and tell you how I came upon that name later, but we're going to get into a self-care day right now. I'm going to put some nails on. It's a little bit before Christmas, but my nails is not going to last anyway because I do them myself. And I think I want to change up the color before Christmas, but I just need something now because I don't like my nails being like, ugh, and dull like that. So let's jazz it up. Let's have some self-care. Okay, so I'm going to start off with these clear nails. I'm going to do some press-ons basically, but I'm going to kind of like jazz them up before I put them on. I'm going to do a little bit of glitter and some purple. Now, I usually don't care for the color purple. Not that I don't like the color purple. It's just not my favorite color, okay? But I'm feeling this today. This is more like a mauve purple, but yeah, I want to get into that, all right? But I'll give you you guys the reveal at the end of this video. But I'm going to share a story with you guys. Wow, I did my nails, all right? So if you heard this little in the background, I'm sorry, I apologize, all right? I'm gonna try to talk as loud as possible too because I don't wanna yell in the video. But I also don't want you guys to capture any background noises. Oh, I hit the pole. So I wanna start off by letting you guys know, yes, I have HIV. I know I kind of whispered that. I have HIV, okay? And I'm going to tell you a story about how I got it in this video. Not how I got it. Let's go back because I don't know how I got it. But I'm going to go back to telling you guys how I got the news that I had HIV. All right, so forgive me if I sound a little like all over the place and discombobulated. It's kind of hard for me to make this video, but I told God that, you know what, I'm gonna do your work. I'm gonna stop hesitating. I keep getting this nudge, and I don't know where this is gonna go. I don't know who's gonna watch this. I don't know who it's gonna help, but I just know that it's time for me to tell my story. And I'm just gonna start off by letting you guys know. I think I was maybe 29, I believe, and it was coming into the new year, right? And I had just broke up with this guy that I was on and off with for 2 years, and oh my God, I just thought me and this guy was, you know, gonna have a child. We were gonna be married one day. Like, he just was so awesome, right? Like, we could communicate very well. He was Liberian, by the way, okay? Yeah, we just had this great relationship, but he was a cheater too. He was a cheater. Not that he ever cheated on me. No, he didn't cheat on me. He just was doing some little suspicious things that I couldn't put my finger on. So I had to make the executive decision to say, you know, I'm gonna let this go. And I did. I let it go. And then he tried to turn around on me and try to make it seem like I was abandoning him because he had abandonment issues. Talking about, oh, when you left out that door and you broke up with me, you know, that just like let me know what type of person you are. Yeah, I was like, whatever, you know. I don't care what you're talking about. I don't want to be in this relationship because you're not about to play me, okay? But anyway, that's for it. So I was trying to get my little eat, love, pray on in the beginning of the year. So I was like, ooh, let me like buy me some girly things to cleanse my face, clear my skin up. I was eating healthy. I was going to the drugstore and getting Crest white strips to whiten my teeth. Like, I was trying to do this whole inner, like, outer cleansing, okay, into the new year because I did want to get married and I did want to have another child. So I was like, let me prepare myself for this person, you know, that I'm going to meet in the new year, right? I think this was 2012. It had to be 2011 or 2012. I'm not sure, y'all. I don't remember. But I remember telling myself like, oh, you know, go get tested, you know, for all kind of diseases. That way, you know, you're just clean all the way, like from head to toe, inner, outer. And I end up asking my doctor's office, you know, could I take a test? I initially first I was gonna go to one of those little testing vans that like used to be parked on the street. And I told myself when I saw one, I said, no, I don't want to get tested there because they probably give it to me. This is what I said, right? To myself. Ain't that crazy? So I didn't go to the testing van. I ended up just going to the appointment that I made with my doctor's office, right? And, you know, waited for the results. It maybe was probably about a week or so. And you know, the doctor always tells you, if they don't call you, it's nothing. If they call you, then I guess it's something. So when I finally did get the phone call from my doctor's office, and they was like, hey, yeah, the doctor wants you to come in. You know, we have your test results, right? And my heart started beating like so fast, y'all. My heart started beating so fast. And I got off the phone with them and I immediately called my mother. Mothers always come to the rescue, but I had this really strange feeling, like in my spirit. I had this really strange feeling. I can't even describe it, but it just was this disgustedness. It was something in my stomach that was making me very nauseous because I just had a feeling, right? So my mom, when I talked to her on the phone, I was like, Mom, you know, they called me. I went to go take a test for, you know, STDs, HIV, and all this type of stuff. And she was like, oh, well, it's probably just nothing. It's probably just a routine. I said, but, you know, they usually tell you if it's not nothing, they don't call you in. And she was like, well, maybe it's something else. Just go and see. And I'm just nervous, y'all. I am nervous. I am just thinking in my mind, like, I never thought for once that I had it. Never. I never thought in my mind that they were going to tell me that when I went to my checkup. So the day of my checkup, of course, I go. And I'm sitting there in the doctor's office, just nervous, sweating, on pins and needles, you know, just hoping that she's going to tell me something, you know, positive. And when she comes in, she starts off by saying, you know, your blood looks good. You know, she said, but your test came out positive. And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, you came out, you tested positive for HIV. I start bawling, crying like a little baby. That lady was so like distraught by my crying. She almost started crying and she just was like, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. She was like, I just here goes. She gave me some type of card to this place to call to follow up. And she was like, go here in 3 days or whatever, blah, 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 you know. And I'm just like, just crying, bawling out, crying. And I swear for a minute, I felt like, y'all, I felt like my soul left my body. I felt like it was unbelievable. It was devastating. I had to go back to my job too. Because at the time, you know, I was working at a hair salon. And like I said, I didn't know what to do. So I went back to the hair salon after I got the news. I'm going to put these nails on real quick. And one of my close co-workers, I told her to come in the bathroom with me, right? And she was just like, what's going on? I was like, oh my God, like I could not stop crying. I was like, girl, I got tested for HIV and I'm positive. I got a positive. And she just was holding my hand and I was crying, like crying. I mean, like a river was flowing down my face, literally. And she just was holding my hand and she was just telling me, she was like, it's okay, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. They got medicine for that now. Ooh, it's kind of making me emotional just thinking about it. But she was like, they got medicine for that now. It's not like how it used to be. You'll be all right. I know people who had it. And she's just like, just get a second opinion. And, you know, And I'm like, oh my God, like, how am I supposed to go on throughout my day knowing this information? You know, my mom and my brothers and sisters were like an hour and a half away from me, so it's not like I could go and just fall into my mom's hands like I wanted to, you know. So I kind of had to deal with that situation a little bit on my own, but I always remember that moment because she was the first person that I told, like face to face, that I had it. And I really appreciated her not judging me and comforting me in that moment. And she never told my secret. Me and her worked together for a long time. You know, me and her are still cool. I sung at her mother's funeral. Was it the beginning of this year? It was at the beginning of this year. I sung at her mother's funeral. So me and her are still very, very cool friends. But yeah, that was a very devastating moment. So fast forward to me doing research, me trying to find out, like, in between those 3 days when I had to go to this other specialist or whatever. And, you know, I'm like reading different things like, oh, well, maybe you were taking antibiotics at that time. Maybe it had something to do with like altering the test. I'm just thinking of anything that could have made this test come out positive, because I'm like, all these years I've been going to the doctor and I've been getting tested for STDs. You know, I had my son. I never had an STD then. Like, when did I get this? How long have I had it? It just was a mystery, y'all. It was a mystery. But I had a little bit of hope before I went to that second appointment, right? So when I actually went to the second appointment, they tested me again. And I thought for sure that it wasn't going to come out positive, because I'm like, maybe, because I was taking antibiotics at that time. And I'm like, maybe that's it. Maybe this is just false and it's still not true. It's not true. No. My test came out positive again. It was positive that I did contract it. And then I took another third test, okay? Because I still was just hoping and wishing and praying. And then after that third test, I just let it go. I just was like, it is what it is. But I was very, very numb. Very, very numb. Very, very lost. Of course, when I actually went to my specialist and was able to see them, and they did all of the blood work of my T cells and everything. Yes, I was healthy, but I wasn't healthy. I was dying, y'all. My T cells was 66. I think you're supposed to have like 1,000 or something like that. 800 to 1,000 T cells. And I had 66. I had AIDS. Didn't even know it. Walking around, you know, thinking the next year is mine and I'm about to conquer and I'm about to get married and I'm about to find me a husband and then I'm gonna have me a baby and have the life with the picket white fence and all that, and I'm walking around here not knowing that I have AIDS. Not knowing I have AIDS. Whew, man. Talk about a dream crusher. Talk about a dream crusher. And I know you guys are like, oh, why is she laughing right now? I'm at that place where I can do that. I don't know if you have it and you're watching it and you're not at that place. It's okay. I've been there. It took me a long time to giggle about my situation. And am I at 100% still okay with it? I'm not. But where was I at? Yeah. I just thought all this stuff was going to happen for me, all this positive stuff, and I was just going to go into a new life and a new chapter in my life. And now I'm having to deal with a disease, a sexually transmitted disease. Is it a virus? No, it's a disease. It's a disease. um, having 66 T cells and them telling me like, oh, well, we have to do this special test to know if genetically you're able to tolerate the medicine, that your body doesn't reject it, because I guess it's something that has to do with your DNA. You know, I'll have more specifics later on, but basically your body can reject the HIV medicine. Okay, and so they have to do this like genome thing to see if you like how many medicines that you can take. So I end up being able to take a lot of the medicines. So thank God. That was like stressful, you know, thinking about that. What if I'm never able to even take any medicine, you know? I just really thought at the time I was gonna die. Like it was just very bad, y'all, mentally. I ain't even gonna lie. And just going through that and waiting on your test results, that test took a long time to come back. So just imagine how my mind was at that time, in between me finding out that I could take the medicine and then how I could get it and how I will be able to afford it. Now they let me know you're a medical, so the medical medicine was free. And the clinic that I was going to, they had sponsors paying for the medicine, so I didn't have to ever pay for it, which was great. And they finally put me on my medicine, and you're just hoping that when you take it, it works. I was just hoping that it works, because just from what they were telling me, like, you're dying. You have AIDS and you only have so much time to get this medicine in you. And I caught it at the right time. But let me backtrack a little bit. I say like months before that, I was feeling a little funny. Every day I would be sleepy like around 2 or 3 o'clock every day. I mean, it would be this sleep that would like come upon me. Like I just had to take some type of cat nap. And you know, like when you're pregnant, I don't know if anybody's ever been pregnant, but like it's like you're so drowsy, you're so tired that you have to take like this cat nap. And every day I would take this cat nap, and then I wasn't pregnant, you know, and I would just feel weird. I just felt like I didn't have any energy. Like, and I told my mom one time, and I was like, I don't know what's wrong. Like, I just feel like every day at the same time, I just kind of like, I get tired and just feel like I'm gonna pass out or something. I'm looking for some nail glue because I ran out. I don't know if I have any more. Oh, let's see. Let's look in here. It might be some in here. But yeah, I was telling my mom, like, every day I feel like, you know, when I get drowsy, like I feel like I'm gonna pass out. And she was like, well, just go to the doctor and just, you know, see what they say. She was like, you might have diabetes or something like that, because that's what it sounds like, you know. And I'm like, man, like, that'd be horrible if I got diabetes, because I was only, like I said, 28, 29 at the time. But it just, I'm telling y'all, like, it wasn't just like a normal tiredness. It was like I said, I'm dizzy. I just feel like I felt sick, you know, at the same time, 2, 3 o'clock every day. And after I got diagnosed, I felt like, okay, now putting 2 and 2 together, that's what it was. That's what it was. Even though I said I didn't feel like I had HIV, I didn't feel like I was sick. I was experiencing some type of symptoms where, like I said, I just felt like I would want to pass out sometimes, like just low energy. And I didn't know where that came from. And it probably was just my immune system fighting or something. I don't know the science behind it. But I can tell you that 3 months before that, I was experiencing that. But in between like the medicine working and then having to take me off a certain type of medicine. I only was able to take one pill, so that was good. There were people that had to take multiple pills, you know, so they were like, you're lucky, you only get to take one pill, you know, and I'm just like, man, like, I don't even like taking pills. How ironic is that? That's crazy. Yeah. And I had to be put on another type of medicine because the first one was making my stomach hurt so bad that I couldn't eat, right? So in between waiting on that, I had to wait for the insurance to come through and all that, so 30 days. So every time I wasn't taking the medicine or something had happened to where I would have to change the medicine, I was going through a lot of psychological, mental issues. Suicide. You know, my mom was my saving grace. My mom told my family when I got diagnosed, and I didn't really care that she did that, you know, because I kind of wanted it private, but I was actually kind of happy that she did in the end because I had so much support of my family, and my family never treated me any different. You know, they never gave me any passes like, oh, because you have HIV, we're just gonna just like, you know, spoil you and you know, let you talk shit to us. And they were just like, we're treating you the same way. Like, okay, you have it and what? And I swear that just like, it's just a beautiful thing. It really, really is. It's a beautiful thing how bomb and supportive my brothers and sisters and cousins and my dad, everybody was to me. You know, at that time I was living with my grandmother, me and my son, and I had to tell my grandmother. And I remember going to her and her boyfriend's house around the corner from where we lived, and I ended up telling her and just bawling out my eyes, and I was like, Granny, I got, you know, HIV, and, you know, and blah, 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 blah. And I was just telling her, and she was just like, it's gonna be okay. She just didn't know what to say. My grandmother did not know what to say. I could tell you from then on, my grandmother never really talked about it. She never really asked me questions about it. She never asked me if I was okay. I think she just was kind of like, damn, like, when is she gonna die, without saying it, you know. And I hated for people to like call me, and even though I wanted people to care, I hated for people to call me out the blue and be like, are you okay? Do you need anything? Are you fine? You know, I'm just checking on you. How are you? Because I felt like, whew. Because I felt like the more they did that, it just made it real, and it put something over me, like over my head, like I was gonna die. You know, I didn't like for them to look at me that way. Don't look at me like that. Look at me like I'm okay. Look at me like she's doing good. She got strength. She's still alive. Don't look at me like I'm already sick and I'm already dead. You know, even though I know that they were caring, that's just how that felt to me at the time. You know, that's because mentally I was just going through something. People were trying to help, but I just mentally, I just was trying to still take it in. Like, damn, this is really what I have. So I guess sometimes, like, I would forget, you know. In the beginning, I still didn't believe it. I still believe it had to be a trick. Or maybe the government gave it to me. Some type of conspiracy, because I'm like, out of all the people that I know in this world, out of all the people that I've had contact with in my life, everybody has sex. Everybody slips up and have unprotected sex. Out of everybody, I got the lottery. I got the lottery to get HIV. And when I went into these clinics and these doctors' offices, and I didn't see anybody that looked like me. I didn't see anybody black. I didn't see any women. I seen a lot of men in these clinics. I seen a lot of drug addicts in these clinics. And I'm not stereotyping people. What I'm saying is, regular young women like me, I didn't see that, y'all. And it discouraged me. And it made me feel alone. I don't know. I said I wasn't going to get emotional on this video. I said I wasn't. But I think the reason why I'm getting emotional is because in some way, somehow, I still kind of feel alone. I still kind of feel like in that moment, I had nobody to show me a face of hope. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna continue this video in another video, get myself together, get my nails together. Y'all see how it's coming out self-care? Because I'm trying to get a message through. I'm trying to be an inspiration to somebody, and so I need to be able to get this out, you know? That's why I'm on here doing this, because I want to be a face for somebody. But look out for part 2.